What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Arch back again, and I'm here to give you my NFL 2012 mock draft. It's a full mock draft, and let's start from the top. At pick number one, the Indianapolis Colts will select Andrew Luck, quarterback out of Stanford. It's pretty much a no-brainer pick, so you don't have to elaborate too much on this. Number two, you have the St. Louis Rams. I think that they will be trading this pick to the Washington Redskins, and then the Redskins will select Robert Griffin III, RG3, quarterback out of Baylor. At number three, you have the Minnesota Vikings, and I believe that the Vikings will select Justin Blackman, wide receiver, highly touted wide receiver, best in the class, and instant starter from day one. At number four, you have the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, I believe, will be selecting running back Trent Richardson from Alabama. He will be brought in to replace Peyton Hillis, who will, um, I think, leave the team in free agency. And Richardson is upgrade at that position in any event because he's one of the best players in the country. So that's pretty much solid pick for them. At number five, you have Tampa Bay picking, and I believe the Bucks are going to select Morris Claiborne, cornerback, and he is lockdown cornerback who can be plugged in from day one, take away um, number one receiver from the opposing team, and pretty much solid pick right there too. Number six, you have the St. Louis Rams, and they're picking at this spot because they made the trade with the Redskins, and they're going to be selecting offensive tackle Matt Khalil, and Matt Khalil will be protecting Sam Bradford's blind side of the left tackle spot because he is the best left tackle in this draft. So um, they really can't go wrong. This is the kind of pick that they need here because last year Bradford was hurt and he was out for a good amount of time. So they definitely need to upgrade that line and make sure that he stays healthy uh, next season. Then you have number seven, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I believe the Jaguars are going to select wide receiver Austin Jeffries. Um, this pick is interesting because a lot of people believe that Jeffrey is. So some people think that Jeffrey is a better receiver than Blackman, and that remains to be seen because the numbers don't show that. But his upside, he does seem to have an upside in terms of his potential and what he could be. So it might not be warranted selecting him this high, but at the same time, um, because of potential, it might end up actually being a pretty good pick. So, but in any event, they do need playmakers, and for Blaine Gabbert, and why not give this guy a shot and see what he can do. At number eight, you have the Carolina Panthers, and I do believe they're going to select cornerback Drake Patrick. You're going to pair him with the other cornerback, Chris Gamble, and you have two very solid cornerbacks. Secondary is going to be very good. At number nine, you have the Miami Dolphins. Previously, I had the Dolphins picking offensive tackle, but I think they're going to pick a rush linebacker. They're going to pick Quentin Couples, a defensive end out of North Carolina, and because of the switch that they're making on this defense, they're definitely going to need uh, edge rusher along with Cameron Wake to put pressure on the quarterback. So it just makes a lot of sense to have this guy because he played real good at the Senior Bowl, and his upside and potential is just pretty much through the roof. So the Dolphins need a guy like this to make that defense even better than what it was last year. At number 10, you have the Buffalo Bills. I think they're going to select um, Courtney Upshaw. He's another defensive end. For some of the same reasons why I think Miami is going with a rush linebacker, I think the Bills would be going with um, Upshaw too, defensive end, outside linebacker type player, because you definitely need to have um, dynamic rushes in the 4-3. Your ends have to be good off the edge, so you're gonna need a guy like that to plug in and put some pressure on the opposing quarterback. So they could use an upgrade at that position as well. Then you have the Seattle Seahawks picking at number 11. I think the Seahawks are going to select Ryan Tannehill, quarterback, and Ryan Tannehill was projected to be picked anywhere from round 2 or 3, but with some of the other quarterbacks who did not declare for the draft, um, caused this stock to rise. And with the Seahawks, their quarterback play has been up and down for the last couple of years. So a lot of people believe that they desperately need to upgrade it at this position, and want to give a guy like Tannehill a shot, who is someone who possesses a lot of upside, considering he only played 1 full year in college at that position. And actually, he's a converted wide receiver, and so he's very athletic. He's very quick, but he does need some polishing. So don't expect him to come in from day one and start. But because if he does, he might struggle. But he is definitely someone who can be groomed, and after 1 or 2 years, he could be a very productive quarterback. So someone who might be a sleeper pick. At number 12, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think they're going to select Riley Reef, offensive tackle, guy that can play left tackle or right tackle, and someone that they need to help solidify their line. And Matt Castle has been hurt last year as well, and some people think that they need a quarterback, but definitely no quarterbacks could be taken at this spot would be a reach. So if they want to go for a quarterback, they can go for a quarterback in round 2 or 3. But whoever the quarterback is going to be, you have to build up that line. So if a guy like Reed falls to them, I think they will pull the trigger and make that pick. Then you have the Arizona Cardinals picking at number 13, and I think they're going to select guard David DeCastro for some of the same reasons. You want to keep Cobb, the guy that they got last year, Kevin Cobb. Um, he was hurt too for a good portion of the year. And these QBs in the NFL, if you don't solidify that line, and some of these guys are so big, and you know these hits, it can knock your QB senseless. So you definitely don't want just to have guys on that line who can't handle their business. So a guy like DeCastro would shore up the interior part of the line, and I think they'd be very thrilled if he would fall to them at this spot. Dallas Cowboys picking at number 14, and I think they're going to select cornerback Janoris Jenkins. The Cowboys secondary is very suspect. They've been getting roasted, most of the year, especially the Giants. Giants had their way with them, and they definitely need some help. Jenkins is a cornerback who is very talented but troubled, and because of his character issues, some people think that he shouldn't go this high, or he might be a risky pick. But talent-wise, he could be a top 10 pick. But for the Cowboys, I think they need to definitely give this guy a shot, because you know they just don't have playmakers in the secondary. For the rest of my picks, check out my second video. All about.